Fantasy Football Week 6. Waiver Wire Pickups. Here's a roundup of the top fantasy football waiver wire pickups for Week 6. Focusing on players available in at least 50% of Yahoo leagues. With the Chiefs, Rams, Dolphins, and Vikings on bye, make sure to check your roster needs. Quarterbacks. Daniel Jones, New York Giants, 9%. Jones faces a vulnerable Bengals defense this week. He showed promise against Seattle and could deliver solid numbers, especially with Malik Neighbors returning. Recommended FAB offer, $6. Additional QB options. Justin Herbert. Tough matchup against Denver, but favorable against Arizona next week. Jameis Winston. Worth a look in Superflex leagues. Drake May. Expected to see action soon, upcoming matchups look favorable. Running backs. Tank Bigsby. Jacksonville Jaguars, 23%. Bigsby had a breakout performance, rushing for over 100 yards. He's starting to look like Jacksonville's lead back. FAB. $26. Tyrone Tracy Jr., New York Giants, 23%. Impressive against the Seahawks with 129 yards. He may see a larger role, especially if Devin Singletary is limited. FAB. $16. Roschon Johnson, Chicago Bears, 20%. Emerging as the number 2 back behind DeAndre Swift, with potential for flex play. FAB. $9. Various other RB ads. Braylon Allen, playing a significant role in the Jets' backfield. Antonio Gibson continues to provide solid numbers. Justice Hill. Look for flex viability in upcoming games. Clyde Edwards-Helaire should reclaim some backfield work after the bye. Wide receivers. Darnell Mooney, Atlanta Falcons, 48%. Mooney is having a strong season and just posted 105 yards with 2 touchdowns. Must add for his continued target volume. FAB. $26. Jalen Tolbert, Dallas Cowboys, 7%. Gained trust from Dak Prescott with a breakout game. Expect consistent targets with Brandon Cooks out. FAB. $16. Josh Downs, Indianapolis Colts, 40%. Benefiting from increased targets, particularly in PPR formats. Potential must start if Joe Flacco continues as QB. FAB. $9. Keon Coleman, Buffalo Bills, 45%. Has the potential to fill a key role in Buffalo's offense moving forward. FAB. $6. Additional WRs to consider. Juju Smith-Schuster. Solid performance last week, stashed for future potential. Alec Pierce. High risk, high reward option. Darius Slayton. Looked good with big numbers but may be impacted by returning players. Demario Douglas. Drawing significant targets in a struggling offense. Tight ends. Tyler Conklin. Reliable target in the Jets' offense, especially in deeper leagues. Defense. Philadelphia Eagles, 34%. With a favorable schedule ahead, this defense is worth adding. FAB. $2. Los Angeles Chargers, 12%. Generating takeaways and sacks, should perform well against Denver. FAB. $1. Patriots locker room mood reflects frustration after loss to Dolphins. The New England Patriots are grappling with a disheartening 1-4 record after suffering their 4th consecutive loss. This time to the Miami Dolphins in a lackluster 15-10 performance. Following the game, the atmosphere in the locker room was described as frustrated and weary. A clear sign that the losing streak is taking its toll on the players. According to Patriots insider Phil Perry, the team is struggling to find answers amidst a string of poor performances. The frustrations were compounded by a lack of discipline, as the Patriots committed 12 penalties for 105 yards. A stark contrast to their relatively disciplined play in the earlier games of the season. Perry highlighted that the penalties proved costly in a game where the Patriots had opportunities to secure a victory. Despite coming close to scoring a potential game-winning touchdown in the final moments, the team's sloppiness ultimately undermined their chances. With a tough matchup against the 4-1 Houston Texans looming, the need for a turnaround is critical. A win would not only boost morale but could also reignite hope for the season. However, the challenges ahead, coupled with the current state of the team, make that task daunting. In the latest Patriots Talk podcast, Discussions also included the implications of the team's undisciplined play, questions around the coaching staff's alignment, and speculation about rookie quarterback Drake May's potential role moving forward. The Patriots' path to recovery hinges on addressing these issues and regaining focus as they prepare for their next game. The Cincinnati Bengals find themselves in a precarious position at 1-4. With a slow start that feels particularly damaging this season. Despite a rejuvenated offense led by Joe Burrow, the defensive unit is underperforming at an alarming rate, jeopardizing any hopes for a playoff run. The Bengals have struggled defensively since their Super Bowl appearance a few years ago, and the cracks are becoming more evident. Currently ranked 30th in expected points allowed per play, their defense has become a liability. Allowing an average of 32.3 points per game over the last 4 outings is a stark indicator of their struggles, including a notably poor showing against the struggling Panthers. In their recent matchup against the Baltimore Ravens, the defense was exposed. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens carved through Cincinnati's defense, converting 10 of 15 third downs and accumulating a staggering 520 total yards, with Jackson throwing for 345 yards and 4 touchdowns. It was a clear reminder of how far the Bengals' defense has fallen. While Burrow's connection with receivers Jamar Chase and T. Higgins has shown promise, the offense can't carry the team alone. The defense's inability to stop opposing offenses means that the Bengals are constantly in a shootout situation, which is unsustainable. The problems run deep, with deficiencies across linebacker and secondary positions. Even if the Bengals make moves at the trade deadline, finding a quick fix seems unlikely. This situation appears to be a multi-year rebuild, unless younger players can step up rapidly. Bengals fans may need to brace themselves for a challenging season ahead. While the offense can produce points, it's unreasonable to expect them to consistently score in the 40s just to secure a win. With tough opponents on the horizon, Cincinnati's defense will need a dramatic turnaround to keep playoff hopes alive. Robert Saleh's tenure with the Jets, a tale of unfortunate circumstances. Robert Saleh's departure from the New York Jets as their head coach has raised questions about the fairness of his firing amid challenging circumstances. With a final record of 20-36, Saleh faced the ultimate consequences of a results-driven league. However, many factors beyond his control contributed to his struggles. This season began with high expectations following the acquisition of Aaron Rodgers, a move that promised to revitalize the Jets' offense. Unfortunately, just 4 plays into his debut, Rodgers suffered a devastating Achilles injury, leaving Saleh without his star quarterback. This setback set the tone for a tumultuous season. Saleh's defensive prowess was one of the few bright spots during his tenure. The Jets ranked impressively in yards allowed over the past 3 seasons, showcasing Saleh's ability to coach up a talented defense. However, the offense consistently faltered, primarily due to the struggles of Zach Wilson, who was drafted 2nd overall in 2021. While some blame Saleh for Wilson's lack of development, it's important to consider the broader context of the Jets' quarterback situation. The Jets' decision to draft Wilson instead of Trevor Lawrence continues to haunt the franchise. Many believed that Lawrence, who has had his own struggles, would have been a better choice. Saleh was left to navigate the fallout from this critical misstep. The offensive challenges intensified when Saleh's relationship with Rodgers became strained. Despite being a fan favorite, Rodgers had his own complexities, leading to difficulties in communication and accountability within the team. The struggles of offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett, brought in to cater to Rodgers, further complicated matters, especially when the Jets' offense failed to find its rhythm. Even minor moments, like a missed field goal that could have changed the team's fortunes, underscore how thin the margins can be in the NFL. If that kick had gone through, the narrative surrounding Saleh might have shifted entirely. Ultimately, Saleh's firing highlights the precarious nature of NFL coaching. While his record speaks for itself, the myriad of circumstances beyond his control, from injuries to draft decisions, paint a more complicated picture. In a league where success often hinges on a few key moments, Saleh's experience serves as a reminder that sometimes, even good coaches can be victims of bad luck. Steelers quarterback situation. Russell Wilson cleared for full practice. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in a pivotal moment at the quarterback position as head coach Mike Tomlin confirmed that Russell Wilson has been cleared for full participation in practice. This marks a significant development as the team prepares for their upcoming game against the Las Vegas Raiders. Justin Fields has stepped in for Wilson, leading the Steelers to a 3-2 record during Wilson's absence. Fields has shown promise, completing 67.6% of his passes for 5 touchdowns and just 1 interception, along with impressive rushing stats. However, Tomlin remains cautious, emphasizing that Wilson's return could create competition for the starting role. "I think the fact that he's a full participant is a door that's ajar," Tomlin said, indicating that while Wilson is back, Fields still retains his starting position for now. Wilson's reintroduction to practice will be managed carefully, focusing on second-team snaps to ensure Fields' preparation isn't disrupted. Both quarterbacks joined the Steelers this season under unique circumstances, Fields looking to rebound from a tough stint with the Bears, and Wilson transitioning after being released by the Broncos. Despite Wilson's experience and success, his recent injuries have opened the door for Fields to showcase his abilities. Tomlin acknowledged the challenges the team faces, especially with ongoing injuries affecting the offensive line. Wilson's mobility could be a key factor as the Steelers navigate these obstacles. As the situation develops, Tomlin stated that Wilson's health and performance in practice will guide their decision-making moving forward. The upcoming practices will be crucial in determining the direction of the Steelers' offense.